All right, let's just jump right in. Imagine this. A simple text message lights up your phone screen. Now, for a lot of people, a promise is comforting. But what if for you, it brings on this suffocating wave of anxiety? What if instead of feeling reassured, you just feel this cold wall go up inside, like you're bracing for a disappointment you already know is coming?
So you read the words, and your mind doesn't hear comfort. It immediately starts scanning for danger. A kind of heavy numbness just washes over you. That phrase, "I promise," it doesn't land like a guarantee at all. It lands like a threat.
You know, if you've ever felt that sudden, sinking drop in your stomach, when someone says, "Just trust me," you know exactly what I'm talking about. And listen, it's not paranoia. What you're feeling is a subconscious echo, a ghost from your past. So the big question is, why does a phrase that's supposed to build connection actually trigger our brain's deepest defense mechanisms?
Now, what's really fascinating here is that this reaction, it's not some character flaw you need to fix. Nope, it's actually a highly intelligent protective mechanism that's been hardwired into your nervous system because of your history. This isn't about you being emotionally unavailable. This is a story about survival.
And this response, it actually has a name: the reliability deficit. Think of it as a framework that gets built inside you when the very foundation of your reality as a child, the word of a caretaker, was proven time and time again to be completely unstable ground.
Let's be really clear about how this wiring gets set up. To an adult, a broken promise might seem like a small thing, a forgotten trip to the park, a movie night that gets postponed. But to a developing child, a caregiver's word is literally the architecture of their entire world. And when that architecture repeatedly crumbles, it doesn't just cause disappointment. It shatters a child's fundamental trust in reality itself. Over time, the nervous system learns this devastatingly simple lesson. Counting on other people leads to pain. Hope stops being just a feeling, it becomes a warning sign of betrayal that's just around the corner. So the brain does something pretty remarkable. It learns to short-circuit hope as a form of self-protection.
So, okay, what happens next? Well, the brain builds a defense system. It forges this powerful but really isolating armor of self-reliance. And psychologists often link this exact survival strategy to what's called the avoider attachment style.
So here's a look at what's actually happening inside when you get triggered. That phrase, "I promise," isn't just words. It's a neurological cue. Your nervous system recognizes the old pattern and instantly flips a switch, taking you out of social connection mode and into survival mode. This is what ignites what we can call your belief engine. It's this internal script that just runs on a loop. Put your emotions on hold, stick to logic, and avoid the risk of disappointment at all costs.
And this is the mantra that fuels the entire system. It's a belief that feels safe, it feels logical, and you know what? It works. In a way. It does exactly what it was designed to do: prevent that sharp, brutal pain of being let down.
But here's the thing. Every defense mechanism has a price. That impenetrable armor, it doesn't just keep out pain. It keeps out everything. So the crucial thing to understand is the trade-off you're making probably every single day.
On one hand, the armor is incredibly effective. It deflects the blow when someone inevitably fails to follow through. But that same armor, it becomes a prison. By keeping everyone at a safe distance, you're not just surviving, you're starving. You're starving your nervous system of the one thing it's biologically wired to need: deep, meaningful connection. And that right there is the central paradox of it all. The very strategy that protected you, the armor that helps you survive an unreliable childhood, is now the exact thing preventing you from finding the safety and connection you desperately need as an adult.
So, how in the world do we move forward when our brain is literally wired to expect betrayal? Well, the answer is not to just force yourself to trust people. That's only going to set off every alarm in your nervous system. The real answer lies in a pretty profound psychological reframe. And I really want you to let this next point sink in. Your trust issues are not a personality flaw. They're an intelligent, historical adaptation. You learned not to trust words because in your past, words were not trustworthy. Your reaction is logical. You don't owe anyone your trust just because they say, "I promise." The shift, then, is all about changing your currency of trust. It's about consciously moving from the really volatile currency of words to the gold standard of actions. You stop listening for the grand promises, and you start just observing the quiet patterns.
So here's how you can actually practice this. Step 1. Hear their words, but think of them as just data, not a guarantee. Acknowledge them, but without any emotional investment. Step 2. Neutralize the promise. Just silently tell yourself, okay, I hear them. Now I'm going to wait and see. And then step 3. Just observe. Let consistent action, or lack of it, be the only proof that really matters.
Because this is the absolute key. Real, dependable trust, it's never built in those grand declarations or frantic apologies. It's built in the quiet, boring, consistent actions of someone simply doing what they said they would do, over and over and over again.
And please, please be patient with yourself through this. Your nervous system learned, correctly, that words were meaningless, so it is entirely logical that it's going to take some time to believe they can mean something again. You don't have to drop your armor all at once, you know? Maybe you just start by taking off one small piece.
So I'll just leave you with this question. When you're faced with a promise, what's the more familiar feeling for you? Is it that panicked urge to run for cover? Or is it the quiet, lonely relief of knowing you only have to rely on yourself? Your answer isn't a judgment, it's just information. And it might just be the first step on your path forward.